Philadelphia. It is the cradle of American liberty. It is the city of the Declaration of Independence, the Liberty Bell, and the fictional triumph of Rocky Balboa running up the Art Museum steps. It is a city of history, pride, and grit. But there is a train in Philadelphia, the Market-Frankfurt line, and if you take that train just a few stops north of the historic district, the history fades away, the pride dissolves, and the grit turns into something horrific. When the doors open at the Somerset or Allegheny station, you are no longer in the city of brotherly love. You have arrived in America's forgotten hell. Welcome to Kensington Avenue. In 2025, this neighborhood has solidified its reputation as the largest, most dangerous, and most heartbreaking open-air drug market in the Western world. It is a place where the social contract has been ripped to shreds, replaced by a chemical tyranny that enslaves thousands of human beings. Today, we are going to walk the avenue. We are going to look into the faces of the people the world calls zombies. And we are going to tell you the uncomfortable truth about why they are here, what they are taking, and why the richest country on earth is letting them rot to death in the street. To understand Kensington, you have to assault your senses. The first thing that hits you is the smell. It is a thick, cloying mixture of burnt plastic, unwashed bodies, rotting garbage, and the metallic tang of infection. It hangs in the air under the L train tracks, trapped by the steel ceiling above. The visual landscape is apocalyptic. The sidewalks are not for walking, they are for living. Tents, makeshift shelters made of cardboard and umbrellas, and piles of trash block the path. But it is the people that stop you cold. You see them everywhere. The Kensington Lean, men and women, bent double at the waist, their heads almost touching their knees, swaying but never falling. They are frozen in time. It looks like a scene from a movie, a mass malfunction of the human motor system. But this is biology. This is the effect of the drug supply in 2025. For years, we talked about fentanyl. Fentanyl is an opioid. It kills by stopping your breathing. But fentanyl has a short high. To fix this, the dealers in Philadelphia introduced something new, something monstrous: xylazine. Street name: Tranq. Xylazine is a veterinary sedative used for horses and cattle. It is not approved for humans. When mixed with fentanyl, it extends the high, knocking the user out for hours. That is why they lean. They are chemically unconscious, but their bodies are locked in place. But the sedation is the least of their problems. Tranq is a vasoconstrictor. It shrinks the blood vessels. When you inject it, or even smoke it, it cuts off the blood supply to the skin. The tissue begins to die. We are witnessing a mass necrosis event. Walking down Kensington Avenue, you see wounds that defy description. Open sores on arms and legs that go down to the bone. Black, dead tissue that spreads like a wildfire on the body. We spoke to street medics who told us they are seeing maggots in the wounds of living people. And here is the tragedy. Because of these wounds, these people are rejected from the shelter system. Most shelters are not equipped to handle complex medical needs. They are afraid of infection risks. So, the very thing that is killing these people, the drug, is also the thing that keeps them on the street, where they use more of the drug to numb the pain of the rotting flesh. It is a perfect, diabolical circle of hell. But Kensington is not just a medical crisis, it is a containment zone. If you walk a few blocks east or west, you find gentrifying neighborhoods. You find coffee shops and renovated row homes. But on the avenue, the police presence is heavy, yet passive. You see cruisers parked on the corners, lights flashing, but the drug deals happen 5 feet away from the bumper. The strategy appears to be containment. As long as the misery stays under the tracks, as long as it doesn't spill over into the nice parts of Philly, the city lets it burn. It is a quarantine of the unwanted. The economy of Kensington is brutal. It is the Walmart of heroin. People travel here from the suburbs, from New Jersey, from Delaware, because the dope is cheap and potent. A bag can cost as little as $5. For the homeless residents, the day is a cycle of hustle and survival. They collect scrap metal. They sell works, clean needles. They beg. Every dollar earned goes immediately into the arm or the pipe. There is no saving. There is no future. There is only the next 10 minutes. We met a man named David. He was once a union carpenter. He showed us his hands, swollen and black from infection. He told us, "I didn't come here to die. I came here to stop the sickness. And now, I can't leave because my legs won't carry me." David's story is the story of Kensington. It is a trap. The drug rewires the brain's survival hierarchy. Food, water, shelter, love, all of these become secondary to the Tranq. The drug becomes God. And the environment reinforces the despair. The trash collection is sporadic. The rats are bold, running across the sidewalks in broad daylight. In the winter, the cold wind whips down the tunnel of the L train, turning the wet pavement into ice. We see people huddled over small fires lit in trash cans, burning plastic just to feel warmth, inhaling toxic fumes that damage their lungs even further. The violence is constant, but it is often slow-motion violence. People are robbed while they are leaned out. Women are assaulted in the tents. But because the victims are just junkies in the eyes of society, the crimes go unreported and unsolved. The community of Kensington, the families who have lived here for generations, who are trying to raise children amidst this nightmare, are the other victims. They have to walk their kids to school past bodies on the sidewalk. They have to sweep needles off their porch every morning. They are trapped in the containment zone. 2. Hostages to a policy failure they didn't create. So, why hasn't it been fixed? Philadelphia has had task forces. They have had cleanups. They have swept the encampments. But a sweep without treatment is just a shuffle. You move the people from Somerset to Allegheny, then from Allegheny to McPherson Square, then back again. The uncomfortable truth is that fixing Kensington would require an admission of total systemic failure. It would require long-term, expensive medical care for thousands of people with necrotic wounds. It would require mental health institutions. It would require breaking the supply chain of a drug that is flooding the streets. It is easier and cheaper to let them lean. As the sun sets over Philadelphia, the skyline glows in the distance. The Comcast Technology Center stands tall, a beacon of innovation and wealth. But here, under the tracks, the lights are different. They are the orange glow of a lighter, the blue flash of a police siren. Kensington is the shadow that the American dream casts. It is the place where we throw the people we have given up on. We are watching a slow-motion massacre. These are not zombies. They are sons, daughters, fathers, and mothers. They are human beings who are rotting to death in the cradle of liberty. And the silence from the rest of the country is deafening. Thank you for watching this investigation into the hell of Kensington. It is difficult to watch, but it is necessary to see. If you believe that no American should die like this, please like this video. It helps us force this conversation into the mainstream. And please, subscribe to America's Uncomfortable Truth. We will continue to take you to the front lines of the crisis. Because the truth is the only thing that can lead to change. Leave a comment below. What is the solution for a drug that eats human flesh? Stay safe, look out for the vulnerable, and never stop demanding better.